Hi, in this video I will talk to you about my job offer. That is, I was offered the job from a neighbor. He came over to see me and then I went over to his house to talk, right? But one, my mother has called him twice on the phone and I told her not to do that because he wants to talk to me, not to my mother. But of course she ended up talking to his wife. Two, I know that this neighbor, he sometimes drives 2 hours one way to different job sites, and I don't want to do that. Alright. Three, this is going to be like a little trivia. It's construction work, alright? Well, I just told you. Three, the time to go shopping for supplies. Basically what he needs is someone to help him do things he cannot do. Like, well, he has other bigger things to do, like shopping for screws. You know, sometimes you have to pass an inspection. Well, all the time you have to pass an inspection. But there was some goof up somewhere, and you need 500 pounds of screws. So go to Office Depot there and get me the 500 pounds of screws, please. Alright, four. These are the things I already know. I know his workers don't wear the goggles or the hard hats, and I obey OSHA, and they definitely are not going to obey me. I mean, I would have to fire all of them, just about all of them. Some of them are pretty, what's the word? Some of them are obedient, but some of these guys, I know. I already worked with them. Five, both my grandfathers did payroll. That's a lot of work and dangerous because it's a cash business. For instance, one of my grandfathers died at 35 because he was robbed. And my mother says, this is number 6, Daniel, you will be paying the wages of 20 to 30 men. Their wages, 20 to 30 men. You're not going to be paying the wages of 14,000 men like your grandpa. Alright, so in my mind, well, in other words, mom called me a small potato, alright? And then the spouse said, right? She said to me, why are you so afraid? Go work and feed your family. So the seventh thing that I came up with was, folks, I just know this spouse will take my money. But to her credit, she finally told our kids to turn off the lights when they don't use them. Okay, in 7 years, they just turn on the lights, walk away. They don't care. Well, I used to teach them, but now I don't say anything because, if they left the light on in the garage all day long until their mother comes back, she's the one that turns it off, actually. The spouse here, the kid's mother. Alright, 8. Now this job offer would take away a lot of my time, and I am my son's shadow, and I don't want to not be home for him. Alright, I want to be home for my son. And OSHA won't let me take him to these construction sites. You could easily fall off the 3rd floor, 4th floor, 2nd floor, down the stairs, trip on something in the hallways. There's no light. Sometimes there are a bunch of... Okay, here we go. And some of these construction sites are difficult to find. I mean, unless you've been there before, you're like, well, where is the place? And you're looking for, a place with like 5 buildings being built, 9. What he's offering me, I already see it. It's really a 2-person job, and I'd have to learn to use some payroll software. Again, buying the 500 pounds of screws. I would be rushing for inspections, and in some ways, I'd be supervising the workers not to drink alcohol or beer while on their lunch break. Versus, all right, now I just stay home on my hammock and show. Oh, I have a new hook on the hammock, but I'm supposed to show it to you, but well, it's up there. Because I had both hammocks on the same hook for a while. My son was cracking up. But the spouse, she bought me the little hook now. And today, all right, well, now that I stay home every day on a hammock, right, like for the last 7 years, today my daughter volunteered to cut the grass with the lawnmower. That was shocking. So I taught her how to do it, to go all the way over there and then come back, and not to do any of this back and forth thing. You know, where she goes back and forth. No, just go all the way over there and then come back all the way over there. Don't waste any gas. Now, this is my daughter, right? 5 years ago, she had told me she would cut the grass after I bought her a ride-on tractor. So finally, I was happy to see my daughter change her attitude and become helpful. You know, she's finally becoming helpful. So there goes my job offer. It's also tricky because I know Son says he doesn't have any work, but that doesn't last long, because I read a book about the personality types that go with the body types, and he's a muscular guy. And it said that even during the Great Depression, the muscular guys were the first ones to find work, because they would work all day long. They really had the muscles to do it. Whereas the fat ones, they wouldn't even find a job. Alright, so that was that. Yeah, I like his muscles. I would probably have muscles like that if my wife treated me better. But right now, the best I can do is just sit on my hammock, play with the kids. I started helping with the homework again. The only reason I help out with the homework is because, well, this spouse, she really wants to come home and just do, what does she want to do? Just watch novellas? And if I don't help her with help the kids with the homework, then she has to help the kids with the homework. But she doesn't really help much. All right. So I started helping with the homework just because my daughter is cutting grass. Oh, the neighbor actually helps my son with his homework. He likes my son. He says my son is intelligent. And I tell him that the reason he's intelligent is because he has an adult that talks to him. I'm referring to myself. Because yes, he has a mother, but his mother, she won't even sit down. I mean, except for the novellas, she doesn't want to sit down. So yesterday, I was sitting in the hammock, but then the spouse started cutting the grass around here, so I had to get up. Too much noise. And even the kids followed me, and I took off. I was going to go to the park, but then, of course, the big sister says she doesn't want to go to the park. She says she's not, well, she didn't say it, but she wasn't wearing her bicycle helmet. So we ended up visiting the neighbors, and yeah, it was all women, and they had their kids out there, and they were saying, how come your wife is cutting the grass? She's still wearing her uniform, I think. Oh, I don't know if she was wearing her uniform, but she just came home from work, and now she's cutting the grass. And the best that I could tell them was, if you only knew what this wife does to me, you would know why. I need a camera, I told him. I need a camera so that all of you guys would say, oh my goodness, you're a good man. Because what did the wife used to do? Now this is before I got Baker acted. Once I got Baker acted the second time, I just don't mess with her. You know, I don't bother her. Well, not as much as I used to. Like I'm the only one that changes the garbage pails, the waste bucket by the on the toilet, in the bathroom. I change the bag, but I leave it right there in the bathroom, and then the wife is the one that takes it all the way to the trash can. But the reason I do that is because she has kids, and she doesn't want the kids to do anything. And she says, they don't do anything because they don't see you do anything. And I tell her, I don't do anything because you don't want the kids to do anything. Like those garbage cans, today was trash day. Until the spouse comes home, they'll be out there. And the spouse is the one that puts them away. Now yesterday she did make my son and I put one of the recyclable waste baskets to the curb. And I only did it because she was upset. You know, that's why I did it. If I don't obey her, she could lie again and just throw me in jail. Or the hospital jail. So yeah, I told them, well, I didn't tell them that she doesn't respect me. But I would like to tell you guys, it's better to live alone than to live with an angry woman. It's written in the Bible. They had angry women even back then, I guess. And she used to be such a sweet flower, you know? And she changed. She was a sweet flower, but what changed her was she doesn't want my opinion about anything. Every year the taxes, we used to get what? $1,000, then $2,000, then $3,000, then $4,000. I think one time she did get $5,000. And every time she would refuse to do what I told her to do with the money. So like, okay, well, you do your own taxes then. And I just don't tell her anything. I just keep away from her. Now she's upset because the new person that lives here is moving out. Like the one we rented the room to is moving out. Alright, well, talk to you later.